As we move into Module 4, we're going to look in greater detail at the interaction of mass media and mass culture. Module 4 is really going to focus on the role of the mass media in creating what is sometimes called cultural myths. When the mass media creates a system of beliefs for an individual or for a group, then mass media influences mass culture. And there are three ways that the mass media helps create these beliefs: media and socialization, the mass mediation of leisure, and the commercialization of culture. Media and socialization. Now, this refers to the ways that media influences the development of an individual's culture and the culture of groups. And yes, you've heard this before. This builds on some of the information we talked about in Modules 2 and Modules 3. But now we're going to start talking in specifics. Two of the most powerful ways that media achieves this socialization is through its role as an information source and in its influence on what we believe. In this section of Module 4, we're going to talk specifically about media as an information source. People get information from many sources, but their primary source of information is the media. And we're talking about information both in that narrow surveillance role that we've talked about in Module 3, and also in the broader role of information about other cultures, other people. 20% of high school students listed rock music as an important source of information about moral values. 20% of high school students are getting moral clues, are using rock music as their storytellers, are learning about how to relate to each other as men and women, about how to relate to society from rock music. 25% said it was an important source of information about personal relationships. So what's wrong with media as a source of information? Well, it depends. As we talked about in Module 3, it depends on how accurate the information is. It depends on how many gatekeepers are involved. It depends on whether the gatekeepers are biased. Most importantly, it depends on whether media is our only source of information about a culture. So, the media can play an important role in creating a system of beliefs. It can, at the most extreme, take the place of traditional storytellers, of the family, of the community. And when you ask yourself the question, as we will later on, exactly what values are we learning from the media, you begin to understand the concern that some people have with this particular role of the mass media. Later on in Module 4, we're going to talk about the mass mediation of leisure and the commercialization of culture.